try drop sets. Let me explain. A drop set is when you reach consecutive failure or near failure for multiple sets. As an example, set 1, do 6 to 8 reps, then lower the weight. Set 2, 10 to 12 reps, then lower the weight again. Set 3, 10 to 12 reps again. It's a good way to intensify your workouts if your goal is muscle hypertrophy. It's super intense, don't compromise your form.
You know how I always say you should watch every single one of my videos so you don't miss anything? This is what I mean. Well, based on the available research, drop sets are just as good at stimulating hypertrophy as regular straight sets, but in half the time, they're more time efficient. So if you're short on time and you want to cut down the duration of the training session in half or at least a little bit, while still getting the same results in terms of muscle gain, drop sets are a great solution. But I'm guessing the real question here is how useful drop sets are as an intensity technique on top of straight sets, because that's how most of us meatheads do them. Science isn't exactly clear on that, and for a good reason, because every subject's training intensity should be meshed, and that's virtually impossible because there's that prevalent individual factor. But here are my thoughts. If an individual actually pushes all straight sets, all regular sets, the contractile failure, or at least close enough to contractile failure to maximize muscle protein synthesis, chances are any additional volume in a form of drop sets won't do anything to increase that muscle protein synthesis additionally. Therefore, it won't increase hypertrophy stimulus any further. If not, if those straight sets prior to drop sets weren't intense enough, then drop sets might have some use. They might actually tip the scale. But I'm pretty sure you can see the problem here. How to decide whether those straight sets were intense enough to maximize muscle protein synthesis. I mean, if you pushed all those regular sets to complete contractile failure, technically you should have maximized muscle protein synthesis. But considering there are a lot more factors at play, that's not always the case. In honesty, I don't think we'll ever get a research giving us a complete or conclusive answer to that question. But hopefully science sheds a bit more light on that subject in the future. Here's how I like utilizing drop sets as an intensive technique with my clients and in my own training. For example, if there's a lagging muscle group which I believe could use a little bit more volume in order to avoid blowing out the total training volume out of proportion and increasing the duration of the training session, instead I add drop sets on top of already incorporated lifts. So basically I add drop sets as an intensive technique on top of regular sets. It's a simple way to increase the training volume for the targeted muscle group without adding way too many sets or negatively affecting the recovery. And at the same time, there's a chance you'll increase hypertrophy stimulus by increasing localized metabolic stress. This approach, the drop sets, worked great for me and my clients so far, but whether it'll work for you or not, it's up to you to find out. Give it a try for a period of time and you'll find out firsthand.
And absolutely nothing changed since then.